What could be the reason for that spark in her eyes and that seductive smile on her face? Could it be the Kia Sonet? I mean, look how many people are admiring it. Welcome to the year 2024. Up until last year, if you wanted ADAS features with a compact SUV, you only had one option. But starting today, things have changed. Say hello to your option number 2, or should I say, the only option that you should be paying attention to. That's what we're going to find out in today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Top Gear Mag India. I'm Vipul. This is the Kia Sonet for 2024. Let's go out for a spin. Now, if one of your resolutions this year is to get yourself a new vehicle, the Kia Sonet comes across as a very strong recommendation. With this facelift, it gets new headlamps, a redesigned bumper, and it looks a lot more attractive, certainly grabs eyeballs. But what will raise your neighbor's eyebrows is the connected LED DRL for the rear. It almost passes as a Seltos. Then there is a long list of features that Kia is offering, including this very blind spot monitor that sends its feed into the instrument cluster. Also, ADAS, I keep repeating it, but ADAS features have been added. Wait a minute, ADAS is a new thing in this segment. What exactly is it? Let me give you a little bit of information. Now, this is basically a safety net that lives around your car, and it comes to you possible of sensors and cameras. All of the feed from these devices is fed into a processor, and that changes the way your car behaves in difficult situations. With the Sonet, you get a level 1 ADAS system with 10 autonomous driving features, and here are top 5 that you will be using on a day-to-day basis. Number 1 is high beam assist. While driving at night, you can leave your Sonet on high beam and it will automatically dip the beam as soon as it senses that there is oncoming traffic. Extremely useful when you're driving at night. Number 2 is leading vehicle departure assist. Say suppose you're stuck in traffic and you're busy replying to a very important email. Now, because of this feature, you don't need to constantly monitor the car in front and see if it's moved or not. You can rest your neck, you can very comfortably reply to that email, and as soon as the car in front moves, the Sonet will beep, letting you know that now it's your turn to get back in motion. Number 3 is forward collision warning. You're driving on the highway, you get a little distracted, although you're not supposed to, but you wanted to grab that bottle of water, adjust the temperature, or maybe change the music track. As soon as you get distracted, and at that very instant, if the car in front slows down, the Sonet will beep. It will let you know that there is a possible collision that could happen, and you can then act and control your vehicle accordingly. Number 4 is forward collision avoidance assistance. The Sonet only offers a level 1 ADAS system, which means that there is no intervention of the system as you're driving, except with this feature. Here, the car will automatically brake, and it brakes when it senses that there is a car in front, a pedestrian, or a cyclist. Now, this ensures that you are safe along with others around you. Really great. Number 5 is lane keep assist. Basically, this feature ensures that your car is in the middle of your lane. I think this feature is extremely useful, especially if you are a new driver, because say suppose you're driving on the highway and you're taking that long curve. A lot of new drivers find it difficult to keep their car centered. I've seen them swerve away from the center of the lane, but with this feature, in fact, this feature will teach you how to keep your car centered. I can do that as well, but then I'm not the Sonet. I'm also not the Sonet because I don't have two screens on my face. The Sonet, it gets those on the dashboard, including this new screen, a straight plug from the Seltos. Now, the Seltos has a better processor behind the screen. However, this is the best screen that you can get in the segment. What it also adds here is wireless charging with a cooling functionality, so that when you pick your phone, it's not burning hot. What is worth noting is the execution of features in the cabin. Everything is just very beautifully put together. In fact, when people who drive a Mercedes or a BMW on a regular basis sit in this cabin, they love the execution. The leather on the steering wheel, the stitching around it, the seats, the buttons, everything is just beautifully done. Now, mechanically, not much has changed with the Sonet. There are two things that you need to keep in mind. One is the addition of rear disc brakes with the turbo petrol, and second is the comeback of the manual with the diesel transmission, and that would promise some really good fuel efficiency figures. What I'm experiencing for the first time in the Sonet is ADAS features, and I'm quite excited because in this segment, this is unheard of. This is something that people usually don't get to experience. Now, this is a camera-based system. There are 5 cameras on the Sonet. 2 on the front, 2 on the side and 1 on the rear. No dedicated sensors and no radars. That limits its functionalities. It is not the most precise system out there, but for a camera-based ADAS system, I can confirm that it actually works really well. We are testing it in Bhopal where the weather conditions, as you can see, it is really foggy, but the cameras have no problem picking up the lane. It is currently helping me center the car, which is a great feature, especially for new drivers. You can trust the Kia Sonet with its technology, and this technology is going to make your driving experience a lot better. Now, as always, since day one, the Sonet remains to be extremely pleasant to drive. You have so many engine and transmission options, 3 engines to choose from, 5 transmissions to pick. What I'm driving currently is the 1-liter turbo petrol with a 7-speed DCT transmission with paddle shifters. So yes, driving this car is a pleasant experience, and I can confirm that there is one Sonet for each one of you out there, because there are so many options, there are so many trims to choose from. This happens to be the X-Line, which gets this exclusive matte paint finish, and it looks absolutely stunning. This is also the only car in the segment that gets this paint finish. So if you like matte colors, the Kia Sonet is technically the only car that you can get, until unless you decide to get something else and wrap it outside. But that is not legal. This, what I'm driving, is completely legal. Well, that's a great feeling, right? That's a lane watch assist walking for me. Now, basis feedback that Kia had received earlier, they've also worked on the seat cushioning. However, it still isn't to my liking. Could be because I'm really tall, I'm over 6 feet, and that would make a difference. But for the normal average Indian, it could just about work. There is good cushioning, and there is also seat ventilation, which just makes the driving experience over long distance really good. Not in this weather, I'm not using that seat ventilation because it only cools your seat, does not heat it. But maybe if I was in Mumbai currently, I would have certainly appreciated that feature. Great views, great weather, and a great car. The first drive experience of the Kia Sonet has been exceptional. But let us look at the Sonet from the lens of a buyer. It has 2 very important competitions, and those are in the form of the Nexon and the Brezza. The Nexon, it offers pretty much the same features. It has more space on the inside and has a commanding road presence. What the Nexon does not offer, the Brezza does, and that is peace of ownership. So what does this Sonet bring to the table? I think it plucks the best of both of these SUVs and combines that into a very attractive package. Features, there is no other car in the segment that offers more features than the Sonet. Looks and road presence, well, it definitely gets that as well with the new redesigned styling and with this paint finish. So if you opt for the X-Line, you get yourself this exclusive matte finish, and it looks absolutely stunning. The space on the inside is decent enough for 4 adults. The boot space is now the largest in the segment. And talking about the service experience, it is a Kia product. It is engineered really well, and the service experience has been exceptionally good. Now let's address the elephant in the room, and that is going to be safety. Yes, with the addition of ADAS, the Sonet is a lot more safer. However, our road conditions are not very welcoming for these sort of features. It is not crash tested yet. However, I believe that test results in a controlled environment is not how a car should be defined. What defines a car is the experience that it builds. I know a lot of Tata fanboys are going to comment safety, but I'm okay with that. All I ask you to do is experience the Sonet at your nearest dealership and let me know if you would pick any other car in this segment over the Sonet, money being no bar, obviously. Because I genuinely think that this is the apple of the segment. It's quite a good car.